Well, we're watching all of this in Seoul. Hurricane Gilbert is eating up the Texas Gulf Coast and a big chunk of Mexico. We have a hurricane desk in New York. NBC's Connie Chung is there for an update on it. Connie, what's going on?
Tom, Hurricane Gilbert slammed ashore tonight in northeastern Mexico with peak winds of 143 miles an hour and headed inland. The violence of the storm spawned at least 20 tornadoes in Mexico and Texas. High tides and torrential rains threaten huge areas with flooding. NBC's Robert Hager reports from Brownsville, the Texas city nearest the storm center.
The backside of this storm is blowing itself out here this evening, and although coastal communities will remain cut off for some time, and it'll take a lot longer to assess damage, the early view is that damage was not nearly so great as had been feared. At the storm's height, South Texas experienced hurricane-force winds on the coast for several hours, and it was brutal. But by evening, the winds here were diminishing fast as the brunt of the storm passed far to the south through a much less populated area of Mexico. One remaining concern, what will happen to the storm as it moves inland? There is still the threat of inland flooding and the potential of damage to the Texas citrus crop. Robert Hager, NBC News, Brownsville.
The question now is where Gilbert will head next. NBC's Robert Brazell is at the National Hurricane Center in Miami.
Connie, Gilbert has now moved mostly inland. It's over Mexico. It's still a hurricane moving in the characteristic counterclockwise direction. It's dropping an enormous amount of rain, possibly 20 inches in some areas. That's going to cause a lot of local flooding, much of it probably very dangerous in some parts of Mexico. Now, usually hurricanes become tropical storms very quickly after they go over land. But this one is so big and so powerful that it's still a hurricane, and forecasters here at the National Hurricane Center think it will stay a hurricane over land for most of the night. After that, it will become a tropical storm. It will move northward, causing a lot of rain in parts of Texas and other parts of the United States that need that rain because of the drought. So eventually, this bad story is going to become good news. Connie?
Thank you, Bob. I'm Connie Chung in New York. More from Seoul in a moment.